Assalamu alaikum, Sayyidi.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Sayyidi, what are the signs that one's qurban has been accepted in the Divine Presence, and what are the effects of that acceptance in the heart and the soul of a believer?
As soon as you make intention to give the qurban and you follow the way of the tariqas and you deal with the tariqah shaykhs, because their hand is the bayat. Read the verses of the bayat that when you are upon their hand, Prophet's hand is upon that hand, Allah's hand is upon all of them. So the qurban is only one aspect. I mean, how do you know that when you're sitting and listening to these talks these are real knowledges? How do you know when you sit and make tafakkur that you're connecting? How all of that is based on these are the extensions of Muhammadun Rasulullah, and you undoubtedly will find no one that speaks more about Prophet than the tariqas. As a result, you have to know with your faith you're in the Muhammadan garden. In that garden, govern yourself accordingly. That's a Muhammadan garden. Everything I do in that Muhammadan garden is under observation, because who owns the garden is Muhammadan Rasulullah. How do I know my tafakkur is real? Because the Muhammadan garden. How do I know my sadaqah is reaching? Because I went to the Muhammadan garden and I gave it. How do I know my qurban is reaching? Because I went to the Muhammadan garden and I gave it. But if you went to another garden then that's up to you, and now you're accountable because they'll come and ask that, why you didn't go to your Muhammadan garden? Well, I don't know. So this is all, these are the realities of faith. We gave that talk before, that before you go to an attorney to resolve your problems, don't you think right now we were living in the time of Prophet that you go to an attorney to resolve your problem, right away you just go to an attorney. You don't think that Prophet would have asked you that, why you went there first? Means your issue has to be resolved with Sayyidina Muhammad. Why? Because Allah said, when you're oppressor to yourself, jawka, go to the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad when you're an oppressor. Who's not an oppressor? We're all in a continuous oppression of ourselves. So our life is continuously jawk. And in the presence of Prophet make your requests, ask for Allah's forgiveness, and then Allah adds on to it, and ask Prophet to forgive you. So it means our life, our case, our healing, our sicknesses, our najat, everything that we're asking for has to be in the presence of Prophet. And exactly like jawka, these external people say, oh only Allah resolves, but Allah says in Qur'an, jawka wa astaghfirullah wa astaghfirukum rasul. So they don't understand Qur'an, they don't know the Qur'an. Allah's command is go to His presence ask my forgiveness and ask His forgiveness so that He can resolve your case, because He will make the request to Allah, and His du'a is immensely powerful. It's governing universes, so you're nothing in compared to that. So He can resolve anything. When somebody has the power for a blank check, asking them for $5 is not a big deal. So it means the level of azimat that Allah has dressed Prophet with, that's the realities of the tariqah. So the how we know is you have to go back to the gate, at the front of the gate, and understand where you are. When you really believe where you are, then you know everything has to be resolved by them. Not that you ask them and your problems go away, it's not the magic show. But you have to show the adab and etiquette that I'm going to you and asking the Muhammadan representatives to resolve my issue, pray for my issue, and ask Prophet to resolve the issue. Then what does the hadith describe? Hadith al-Qudsi, that those servants who did their mandatory worshipness, they went to do their voluntary worshipness, and they became the ears, the eyes, the breath, the hands, the feet, the whole of the hadith al-Qudsi that we're always teaching. Allah describing all of their faculties are mine. So then the Muhammadan representatives, they're like mobile phones for Prophet. Prophet is under the command of Allah, in which Allah is seeing through Prophet's eyes, hearing through Prophet's eyes, talking through Prophet's speech, touching the hand through hands of Prophet. Every movement of Prophet is the movement of the Divine, and the ashiqeen are inheriting from Prophet, is the ears in which they hear, the eyes in which they see, the speech in which they speak, the hands in which they touch. So this is the belief of Ahlul Sunnah, this is the belief of ishq and muhabbat. So this is the garden. When you enter into the garden then you have to conduct yourself with that understanding, and that becomes the character, the khuluq. Allah rewards the khuluq. So when they talk to the shaykh makes a du'a, then they go to speaker and attorney. The case is resolved by the heavens, not the earth. If the heavens sign off, then permission will be given for the earth to resolve it. So this is iman, this is the way of the heavens, inshaAllah.